Well, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
It is a good morning.
Yes, it is.
The rain has stopped outside. It's not misting anymore, but it's still pretty chilly outside. And we had the inspector come to our house.
Yes.
Well, he had a fun little toy that I hadn't seen before, a far infrared camera.
Very useful.
It was very useful. Now, we had the house completely ready, spit shined and all that. Mm-hmm. And when he shot the wall behind this, our shower, which I'll show you right here, when he shot the wall behind the shower, see, you can see I've cut out 3 holes there. He was showing that we had water. So he said, "You've got a water leak there." Well, we took everything apart.
Yeah.
And it was wet back there.
Yeah, back here especially.
The interesting thing is there were no leaks here. There were no leaks up here. The only leak was we had water coming down this vent pipe right here, moisture. But it had been coming down enough that this sheetrock was all softened. Now it's hard as a rock, but it had all softened and was, the paper would just tear off of it because it was so soft. So I cut this one down here a little bigger so I could double check, make sure, but it is all as dry as can be now. And what the fix was is one of my boot jacks. I put all new boot jacks on when I roofed the house a couple months ago. And one of them had a little bitty glitch in the rubber. And it was so tiny, I didn't even see it. But don't you worry, it has plenty. It has plenty of tar on it now.
Yes.
It won't be leaking again in the next 40 years.
It's been repaired.
It's been repaired. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to repair all these holes, reshoot the texture on these walls, and get everything ready again. I know I made a mess. We'll have to clean that up, and we'll put canvas down before I start messing with any mud or paint.
But the new owner wants to come Friday and help you. He wants to learn. The new owner wants to learn how to do this. He's a young man and he wants to learn how to do it, so he's going to come and help me. But he didn't need to know how to cut it out because that's just it just works with a saw. Okay, so now we have another leak, believe it or not, and he found it with the infrared camera. We didn't know it was leaking, but it's good that they found it when we were here, because that young couple would have had to pay a lot of money to get it all fixed. Right, and I can fix it for not very much money. Right. Because I know how. Right. Believe it or not, the shark bites for 1/2 inch fit this gray pipe perfectly. And it just had a fine little spray coming out of there, maybe a couple of little sprays. But you know, that can be a lot of water over just a little bit of time. So everything is dry now. I repaired those, and it's drying out so quickly in these walls and everywhere. And I'm really glad that the inspector found these so we could get those repaired. Me too. So that the new buyers didn't have to deal with those. No big deal. Right, and if we had known, of course, we would have fixed it before we ever put it on the market, but we had no idea, so that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, Chris is going to tell us, he's getting ready to cut out his drawers and for his cabinet, so he's going to tell us how and why.
So, we are going over the drawer faces here in Colorado and decided to get Colorado winter on us, but part of this, and I'm still learning, essentially there's going to be a groove within the wood that will help with the rigidity, so we had to make, for example, the base an extra 1/4 inch. It'll be an 1/8 on each side that actually is grooved into the side rail. So if you can imagine this as the drawer right up here that we're getting ready to work on. This is the front, this is the back, the 2 side walls, and the base right there. Just going over different things that I did not know, like for example, in the back you always want to give a 1/2 inch, just in case something's measured wrong, or if you want to go in and shorten that up a bit. So the actual depth back here is 22, but the sidewalls are going to be 21.5. So there's just different things like that. Like I always assumed with the base, the sidewalls would actually go on top and you just nail in from the bottom, but that's not the case. So just learning about to cut all of these. We're going to use 1/2 inch. This drawer necessarily did not need the 1/2 inch, but I am 100% up for overbuilding. That's why we went with 3/4 with everything, just because I want this to last as long as possible, make it as solid as possible. Now for the pantry down there at the bottom, being that those are larger drawers, you would need the 1/2 inch for that, but we're just going to do 1/2 inch drawers for the whole rig. That way, as we go down the road, as it gets used over time, over the years, there's not going to be any issues with things falling apart. Just overbuilding it now and getting things done correctly. So I'm very excited. This will be the first drawers of the entire build.
So when we moved to this place, we've really enjoyed it. But when we moved here,
yes,
just desert.
Right.
Not much rain here. We wanted to have a garden, so that was...
Being used to being in Oklahoma where we could grow anything. We had our soil amended once by sending it to the OSU Extension Department, and they told us what we needed to add. We added that to our soil, and we could just grow stuff like crazy. When we came here, no matter how much we watered it, we couldn't grow stuff. So then we found Back to Eden Gardening on YouTube, and we didn't know if it would really work or not, but we tried it. The first year, I believe we watered the garden 3 times when we during the first part of the planting, and the rest of the time we didn't water it at all, and we had a huge garden, which I think we maybe have a few pictures we can put on up here.
So tell us about the soil that we have here.
Okay, the soil that we have here, you'll have to tell me as far as what it's made of, but
it's mainly clay, some sand, and then shale. It's residue of shale and rock.
We saw some guys cutting down limbs for the electrical lines close to our house, and we knew that they had to go back into town to dump the chips from the wood, where they'd put the wood through chippers, and then it'd come out and they'd have to take it back into town. So we just said, hey, if you want to come out here, the way Back to Eden Garden works is you put wood chips on top of your soil. So we added it 2 or 3 years, but the first year it worked beautifully. Then the second year we got eaten up by grasshoppers, which wasn't at all the fault of anything except it was a grasshopper year.
Right. So we're out here in the garden right now. There's the goat house, and in the garden we have like 10 inches of wood chips here now
that we have put in there. Yeah,
right. And this has been in now for a couple of years. And the amazing thing is when you walk on it, it's very spongy.
Right.
It just you can tell that it's very thick. And the amazing thing is that when you dig down in this stuff, it's just rained, so it'll be wet on the top. Now right there it starts getting it's fairly dry. But as you dig down, I'm telling you, this stuff is like just black,
beautiful black soil.
Beautiful black soil. So
it's damp.
It's all,
even though we've had a very dry
year. This right here is just damp right now. You can see how it kind of clumps together when I squeeze it, and you can tell that it's still damp. So yeah, we just did have a rain, but the rain only went down about 1 inch. But this always stays moist. It has been amazing. We literally hauled zucchini squash to all of our neighbors. We stealth gave it away. We took it and put it on their porches, unknowing to them, just because we didn't want this stuff to go to waste. And so it shows you what you can do. Even if you're in a very arid area, you can still have a garden if you would like one. We have, I don't know how much, but very little rain here. And you can tell by the type of trees we have. We just have these cedars, and then we have a cactus, and tumbleweeds. That's about what grows here.
Tumbleweeds.
So, also I put in the aquaponics.
Right, and things grew there like crazy.
We can put a couple pictures on. I've never seen anything grow like aquaponics.
And then we had bees down here.
We had beehives down here. It's been a nice place. Well, this has been a nice place, and we've enjoyed it for about, what, 6 or 7 years?
Yeah.
But we are very happy to pass it on to someone who will appreciate it.
Absolutely, and people have asked us why we're doing what we're doing when we have such a great place. And we both, a little over 2 years ago, felt very strongly on the same day that we were supposed to downsize. And so when we have those kind of feelings, we try to follow that without hesitation.
Right.
If we feel like maybe it's something that we should do, and it's maybe the Lord speaking to us, and so that's what we did. The other thing is, you know, a lot of people that go on RVing and stuff, their purpose is to go see the USA and see all the beautiful places.
Mm-hmm.
And our purpose is, we want to see beautiful places, but I think that ours is more than that. First of all, it's something that we felt strongly we were supposed to do. Secondly, we have a lot of friends and family that are very dear to us that we've neglected because we've been really tied down with jobs, with animals, with, you know, just taking care of things here at home. So our first goal is to see people.
That's right.
That we love, and to meet new people. Some of you, our love has always been people.
Yeah.
We love to encourage people, and I think that is where we may be a little different from other people. It's not something we sat down and thought we could save a lot of money if we did this. We spent a lot of money on the bus.
We sure did.
On the conversion. And then we spent a lot of money fixing the house up to get it ready to sell. So we repainted, put new carpet in, put a brand new roof on. All of that adds up to quite a bit of money. So it wasn't as much any of those things as it was, number one, we felt a strong urging to do it. And number two, we just want to see some of our friends, our family. We've missed them.
That's right.
And we want to be together.
And places will always be there.
Places will always be there. People will not always be there.
That's right.
And
so we're excited.
We're getting older, so we're losing some of our friends every once in a while.
You're getting older? I hadn't noticed that.
I had a birthday. I'm getting older.
Yeah, you had a birthday. Okay. Well, hey, we appreciate you guys watching, and we just feel like you're almost family. So just enjoy these videos. We're going to make a lot more of them as we get on the road.
Yeah, we're going to do some more music soon.
We are. And
we are really looking forward to meeting some of you on the road. We love meeting new people. It's one of our joys. And
we really hope that we learn to make better and better videos, things that you enjoy and entertain you. So we're looking forward to that. So until next time.
Thanks for watching. Life is a joy.
Life is a joy.